Hello and welcome to the Galloway's Digital Hub. My name is Nadia Patel and I am your Learning Skills Coordinator. And today we are joined by Joe from Colorado in the United States, who works for Be My Eyes. Thank you so much for joining us, Joe.
Thank you, Nadia, for having me.
Brilliant. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and how you've got involved with Be My Eyes?
Absolutely. I've been with Be My Eyes for about 5 years, working on our partnerships team. So anytime a company begins to offer support on a customer support standpoint, for those who are, let me do that again. Um, my name is Joe. I've been with Be My Eyes for about 5 years, and I work on our partnerships team, which means anytime a new company joins our platform to offer customer support, I was usually involved in that process. So if you were reaching out to someone from Sky TV in Ireland or Microsoft, Google, many of our customers that we have on board, I was usually involved in that process. And so, of course, that being said, Be My Eyes is a team of about 25 people right now and growing. So we all do a little bit of everything here at the organization.
And for a team of 25 people, I have to say you just do an amazing job with the app itself and what the world that it's opened up for people. So thank you from behalf of us, on behalf of us to all of you. So just to ask you then, what is Be My Eyes for somebody who's never heard about it before?
Be My Eyes is a free mobile app that you can download on your smartphone, whether it is an Android or iOS operating system. It is totally available throughout the UK as well as pretty much the entire world. And with this app, you sign up with your email, you put in your name, and you select the language you would like to speak. Then you have the opportunity to either connect to a sighted volunteer, so someone who speaks your language and will be able to see through the rear facing camera of your phone. Secondly, you can also use the tool using our free Be My AI service, which is built on OpenAI and allows you to take a picture of something and have it automatically described by generative AI. Hundreds of thousands of these interactions take place every day. And if you haven't used it already, I think you'll find it's incredibly accurate and detailed and super helpful if you are looking for a quick description, but you don't want to talk to another person. And then finally, we also work with customer support teams of some of the world's biggest brands. If you have an issue, let's say with a Microsoft Teams meeting or your Outlook calendar, you can connect to someone from Microsoft. If you have an issue with Gmail or a Google product, you can call someone from Google. Even if you need help with, let's say, a pregnancy test, you can call a team from Clear Blue, which is a product of Procter and Gamble. It's a pregnancy test and fertility test, and they will confidentially read you the results of that test. Again, it is 100% free. All you have to do is sign up, and we fund it through corporate partnerships. So there's no funding that is brought down to you, the user, and we consider ourselves just one of many great accessibility tools that are now available in the digital age. And if you haven't tried it out already, just go ahead and download it. You can find it on the app or Google Play Store at called just Be My Eyes, three separate words.
Amazing, such a comprehensive review of the app. But just to paint that picture, because I personally am a daily user of Be My Eyes, and since bringing in the Be My AI feature, it's an absolute game changer. I use it multiple times in a day, and everybody that I interact with either already uses it themselves or I'm promoting it to them. It's a must-have app for somebody who is visually impaired. It's fully accessible with voiceover or talk back. Um, and it just gives you that independence back where if you don't have a sighted person and you need some sighted assistance, you've got it at your fingertips at any point, whether you want to speak to a human and you just want to place a video call to somebody, they can instantly provide you with some sighted feedback. Or like you said before, if you don't want to speak to a human, then you can talk to the generative AI part of it, and you can ask follow-up questions. So, for example, I've used it in the past where I've taken a picture of myself, and I've asked it to describe what I look like, and then you can ask it follow-up questions. So you might ask, whether you've applied your makeup correctly, or um, what the pattern of your outfit is, or something like that. So it is really empowering and really, really useful. And like I said before, we're just so grateful to everyone who's contributed to this service because it's an absolute game changer. So with my input there, Joe, do you have any sort of success stories that you like to share with people?
I mean, absolutely. I think for the AI piece, even though we facilitate thousands of live calls between volunteers and our users every day, being able to receive support without having to rely on anyone and just using the AI tool has really greatly expanded the use of our platform. So, and I mean it when I say now we were really close to averaging around 100,000 Be My AI interactions every day. And that's people asking questions, taking pictures, having those described, and like you said, asking follow-up questions. A story that stuck with me is someone who was born blind and has used Be My AI to describe the artwork that is in her home. And it's allowed her to kind of understand the context and textures and all of those artistic designs better in a way that she never really had before because of using this tool. I think that's a pretty great story. And I just think in general, it has allowed a lot more people who are blind or have low vision to make an attempt to try to use assistive technology. And I think because of being able to do so totally independently without the need of any kind of human support, whether it's a volunteer or a family member, has, I think, opened up a new world of accessive technology to many individuals who might not otherwise participate.
Yeah.
In terms of other great stories we've had, one of my favorite is someone who's heard a dog or an animal in their backyard, took a photo, had it described, saw that they had a dog, and but they didn't actually own a dog. It was someone, one of their neighbors' dogs who had ran into their backyard. So of course we want to make sure everyone uses the app safely, and if they ever are in trouble, please contact authorities and don't use our platform for that kind of support. But I just think it is a funny example of what can happen on the platform and what people use it for.
Absolutely. Um, and just going back to that, I've had appointments with service users, and one that comes to mind is a service user who used to be a nature photographer. Um, and one of his biggest grievances was that he could no longer see his photography, which he'd won awards for. And one of the features of Be My Eyes is not only can you take live pictures, but you can share pictures to the app. And then those pictures can be described to you, and you can again ask the follow-up questions. So he was able to share one of his photography pieces with the app, and his reaction when he got the accurate and beautiful description of a peacock was just the most rewarding thing. We've had people burst into tears because for the first time they've had a loved one described to them. And every day I get to live and breathe the impact of this app, and I genuinely couldn't promote it anymore. And one of the most exciting things that you're currently really pushing is your involvement with Meta Ray-Ban. Do you want to tell us more about that, Joe?
Absolutely. And one more funny story is I had someone who used Be My AI to take a picture of their kitchen, and he is someone who is the clean one in the relationship with him and his partner. And it said it looks pretty dirty, and he kind of called out his wife for not having it clean enough. So we are not responsible for any marital
Any
or partnership
domestics?
issues that arise because of the newfound site you can find. Be My Eyes and Meta joined forces late last year all around the new Ray-Ban Meta glasses, which if you don't know, they're very stylish. They look like your standard Ray-Ban Wayfair glasses, but they have a little camera that's actually quite subtle in the front of the glasses. And you can use this camera for all kinds of descriptions and different features that are provided by Meta. However, similarly to our work with OpenAI on Be My AI, who creates that platform for us, what we've done is add the call a volunteer function as a first step in our partnership to the app or to the glasses. So what that means is if you have a pair of Meta Ray-Ban glasses, which I think cost in the United States around $300 USD, so pretty affordable, at least compared to the old assistive technology devices that maybe some of your listeners are familiar with.
Yes.
Um, and if, as long as it's connected to your phone, which is of course pretty easy to do, and you have a Be My Eyes account, you can say be Meta call Be My Eyes or call volunteer on Be My Eyes. And so the only difference is now that volunteer is actually seeing through your glasses versus you having to point your phone. It allows you to be hands-free in that experience. And of course, as we continue to work with Meta, we hope that more features that are available on the phone version of Be My Eyes will become available in the glasses. But right now, you can call any volunteer and just have that hands-free experience. So definitely encourage you to buy the glasses. And besides the Be My Eyes features, I mean, I have certainly when I'm out in the field seeing a lot of folks who are blind who are using it just for all kinds of different use cases. And I really think it is now the best in class in terms of assistive technology that again is very affordable. And then of course what we do with Meta is continue to work with them and be that voice of the community as they develop their own assistive technology platforms. And that's really thanks to people who are watching or listening to this video, including all of those in the Galloway's network. We've been partnered with Galloway's for really since the beginning of the pandemic now, offering a variety of services. And thanks to your continued commitment and trust to use our platform, we've been able to continue to offer new services like this work with Meta. So you can buy those Meta glasses, you can call a volunteer on them. And I think it's all because of the collaboration of this large community. So I also want to thank all of you for participating and using our platform.
Yeah. And thank you so much. And that's the really exciting thing is that you've sort of added on a new world to something that already exists. It's a mainstream product, and therefore it's going to be more affordable than a niche product. And where there's a time and place for niche products, this is easily affordable, it's accessible, and it's trendy, which is exactly what we are looking for. And I've definitely had lots of positive feedback about the Meta Ray-Ban glasses. So for example, somebody could be walking down the street and they might be looking for a particular store. So you could say, "Hey Meta, call a volunteer. How does it work, Joe?" And then that volunteer could point you in the direction.
Exactly. Exactly. It's all voice enabled, and it's just the convenience of now being hands free. I think the biggest challenge a lot of users have is having to hold your phone and point it at what you're looking at. You might need to be working with your hands, but now you can do so without any involvement with your
Mhm.
fingers.
Absolutely. And is that the correct phrasing? Did I get that correct there,
Yeah,
Joe?
absolutely. Absolutely. I think so.
Fabulous. And then another use case of the app is with menus or trying to read a document. Um, it's amazing because you can take a picture of a menu, for example, and it'll give you an overview of the menu. And then you might want to ask it a follow-up question and say, just tell me what the burgers are. You know what my favorite food is. And it'll bring up a list of all the burgers along with the prices and the descriptions. So that way you're not having to sit through and listen to that which you don't want to listen to, and you can be really directive about where you want to go, selective about what you want to hear, and easily and independently make an informed decision, which is just the best thing.
Absolutely.
Brilliant. So people can download Be My Eyes on the Apple Store and the Android Play Store. It's absolutely free and it's a complete game changer. So what's next for Be My Eyes? Is there any upcoming updates, any exciting news?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you should, number one, expect this year to continue to see new customer support providers of companies who will be offering services on the platform, um, including Emirates Airlines. So if you are trying to book a flight with Emirates or you're on a flight and you need support, you can call them. Um, we continue to work with Sony Electronics with their product suite. And you can call that in the UK as well as across Europe and the United States. We hope new features with Meta continue to be um, released. And then I think finally, um, with Be My AI, that product continues to improve both in its speed and accuracy and context. So I really hope right now it takes on average a little less than 10 seconds for a description to be generated when you take a picture of something. I think that will continue to get quicker and more accurate. So and again, it's going to be 100% free throughout that process. So please follow us on social media too. We're very active, and we do our best, especially for active users who have the app downloaded, to inform them through the platform when a new service provider is available, when a new feature is available, as well as if there's any changes to our terms of use. So we're also pretty easy to get a hold of. You can contact us at info@bemyeyes.com if you have any questions as a user or otherwise. So that's what you can expect in 2025.
Thank you so much. And do you think in the future there might be some provision for audio described videos through the app or being able to use the front camera?
I think certainly the front camera is realistic, and then in terms of like audio description for movies, I'm really curious to see how AI continues to improve on that end, and if it can be a valuable tool to help. I mean, we've certainly had volunteers who would be willing to help, describe a piece of media. Um, Our rule of thumb, though, is we will always test a feature with members of our community before we make it live.
Yeah,
So if there is either a service provider or someone who says, we think we can do audio description on demand, one, we're pretty confident they'll connect with us because we already have this such a large community of people who reach out and get support. And then we'll test it out with actual users. And if
yeah,
they say it's good enough for the general public, we'll release it.
yeah. Because that's the thing. But prior to Be My Eyes, if I got sent a picture, I never even bothered to open it because I just didn't know what I was being sent. However, now I can have a really good nosy, ask the AI feature lots of questions, and I think now I just want the same for videos and when I'm sent videos to know what they are and a little bit of description of that video itself. So that's something to think about.
Absolutely. And I don't think we're far off. I mean, if we
No.
think about where AI description was a year or two ago,
Hmm.
it only continues to improve. And again, right now you can take a photo using Be My AI, but you can also upload any photo that you currently have on your phone. So it can be retroactive as well. But I mean, I'm not on the development team and I don't want to promise anything for them, but I mean, what I can say is I think media, even live media, is getting AI is getting a lot better at describing it. And once it's really ready for prime time, I'm sure we'll be involved in having it out there.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Joe, for joining us all the way from America. We really appreciate your time and your input. And like I said before, I cannot encourage you anymore to download the app. It's an absolute game changer. Daily users, and it really does empower independence. So thank you so much for joining us, and we really look forward to what's up and coming in the future. And for our Galloway's service users, to anybody who's watching this video, if you need any help or support to download the app, we are more than welcome to book you an appointment to sit down with you, help you download and demonstrate the app so that you can start integrating it into your everyday life. So get in touch with Galloway's on 01772 744 148. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Nadia.
Galloway's, support through sight loss. Contact us for more support on 01772 744 148. Support us with a donation, play our lottery, or with a gift in your will.